Today, let's dive into the story of Gideon from the book of Judges, focusing on chapter 8 and the lesson-filled complexities of his life. Gideon's story has a lot going on: victories, conflicts, and struggles with pride that teach us so much about faith, leadership, and human nature. First off, after Gideon's incredible victory over the Midianites with just 300 men, tensions arise with the tribe of Ephraim. They're upset because Gideon didn't call them to fight alongside him from the start. On the surface, it sounds like they just wanted to help in battle, but really, they wanted the glory. Gideon's response is gentle. He tells them they actually harvested more grapes than his men did, reminding them they got significant spoils and captured key enemies. This soft answer echoes Proverbs 15:1 morm. A soft answer turns away wrath. But even here, Gideon's reply misses something important. The glory really belongs to God alone. By dividing up the glory between armies, Gideon unintentionally starts shifting credit away from God. Then, we see Gideon and his 300 men pursue the fleeing Midianite kings, but they're exhausted and ask two nearby towns in Israel but on the edge of the promised land for food. Those towns, Succoth and Penuel, refuse to help and even mock Gideon. When a fellow Israelite refuses support out of fear or self-interest, siding indirectly with the enemy, that's a big deal. Gideon warns them he'll come back, and when he does, he punishes them harshly. Some see this as rightful judgment from a leader appointed by God who must discipline his people for their disloyalty, as Romans 13:4 explains that rulers are God's servants to execute justice. But Gideon's punishment, ripping flesh with thorns, breaking down towers, and killing men feels excessive and connected to wounded pride. It's a reminder how even good intentions can be twisted by personal anger or desire for respect. The story then reveals how Gideon's actions take a darker turn when he kills the Midianite kings himself in what seems more like revenge than justice. He tells his firstborn to do it, but when his son hesitates, Gideon steps in. This shows Gideon becoming more confident in his own strength, but also reveals human weakness, letting vengeance cloud the mission that God had given. Now, Gideon's family and leadership raise new issues. After the victory, the Israelites want Gideon and his descendants to rule over them. Gideon refuses, saying only God should rule, which sounds right at first. But then, he collects gold earrings from the defeated enemies to make an ephod, a priestly garment symbolizing worship and guidance, and places it in his city. Suddenly, Gideon is setting himself up not just as a political leader, but also a religious authority, blurring lines of power. This ephod becomes an idol people worship, undoing Gideon's earlier efforts to tear down idols. Alongside this, Gideon fathers 70 sons with many wives, a sign of royal status in ancient Israel, and a special son named Abimelech, whose name means "my father is king." So, although Gideon says God will be king, his own family seems poised to take over. This foreshadows problems after Gideon's death. When Gideon dies, the people quickly abandon God again, turning back to Baal worship and even creating a new god, Baal-berith, which mixes their old false deity with the idea of God's covenant. This sad ending reminds us that human effort and leadership fall short without ongoing faithfulness to God. So, what can we take away? Gideon's life teaches us that even great faith can be mixed with human flaws, pride, desire for glory, and misused power. He wasn't saved by his strength or wisdom, but by God's grace, just like us. It's a powerful reminder that our good deeds don't earn salvation, and our mistakes don't disqualify us when God's work is central. Also, it's a call for humility and service. True glory belongs to God, and anything we do should point others to Him, not ourselves. We see that trying to take the glory or control away from God leads to trouble, both in Gideon's story and in our lives. And when we face conflict, whether with others or inside ourselves, we need to remember to lean on God and seek to honor Him above all else. Finally, this chapter challenges us to reflect on leadership and influence. Like Gideon's ephod and many sons, things that start well can drift into idols if we aren't careful. God calls us to be faithful, humble servants, not kings or priests of our own making. I hope this look at Gideon's story inspires you to trust God more fully, give Him all the glory, and recognize that while we all have flaws, God's grace covers them. Same to serve Him with our whole hearts and end well, honoring God in all we do.